No, I think that is a very misleading question raised by the Senator of Nairobi. At times, some of these questions are obvious. When somebody is seeking for your position, maybe in years to come, he must challenge you. He has the oversight mandate of asking those questions. But I'm not running an office that is not constitutional. I had a full cabinet. I had know where you're heading to. I had a deputy governor who resigned by himself. Then I nominated one, Miguna. His name was rejected. Now I'm yet to choose another deputy governor. This is a very sensitive position. It's a political position as well. It's a constitutional office also as well. So I need to get somebody who will be sober. I don't want to bring somebody then after 1 month then he resigns again. There's a lot of political interference. Yeah, kila mtu anakuletea jina, chukua huyu, chukua huyu, chukua huyu. But what I want to assure Nairobians, my office is fully constitutional, and there is no law that says that I should be forced to appoint a deputy governor. There is an ongoing legislation yet to be determined by the National Assembly, but I cannot stop honorable senators. Yeah, Article 96 is very clear. They also have the oversight responsibility over us, also state officers, even over the president. If there's something wrong, they have to raise it. But they have raised the wrong question at the wrong time. I complied with the constitution. I appointed a deputy governor. The name was rejected by the assembly. So now it's up to me to nominate another nominee, to bring that name before the assembly for them to either approve or reject the name. So we cannot keep on doing this biashara kila saa kuweka wananchi at ransom. I need time to consult, and I've been given enough time by people. But you see also the intervention is too much. Yeah, there's a lot of confusion in this position. So far so good, we are doing good. Yeah, development wise tumeendelea mzuri, health tumeendelea mzuri, barabara tumeendelea mzuri, and we can account for each and every coin of taxpayers' money that was allocated to us by the assembly and by the constitution on devolution. We know the procedures. What I want to say is this: haina haja nilete mtu alafu atanisumbua. Whoever will be proposed, lazima nikae na yeye nijue ni mtu aina gani. Yeah, kama atakuja tena alafu kesho yake resign, yeah, nipukue portrayed as a rogue leader as vile watu wanapenda kufanya. But I want to assure Kenyans or Nairobians already have a full cabinet. The National Assembly will elevate 3 members of my cabinet CEC. They have been sworn in today, just an hour ago. Before you came here, already sworn them in, and I have decided to reinstate 2 because their makosas were kidogo. It was just cases of insubordination, which I have the discretion of finalizing those cases and reinstate them. So I'm reinstating 2 CC members. So by end of today, I'll have a full cabinet. But I think I'll announce, and then you will know. You can pick it from there. As of now, it's my secret because I've got a choice of 4 so to choose. But I'll have a full cabinet, working cabinet by end of today. Back to history, that we inherited a dead system. Now I'm the governor. I should be stamping authority. I should be forgetting of the past. Now that I'm the governor, I should stamp authority. I should take charge as the CEO. I should inherit all the problems which were there by the previous administration. And there are people who are complaining, oh, why you are giving us a 1-year contract? We cannot take bank loans. Yeah, we cannot have security tenor. But let me ask one question. Did I appoint you as a chief officer or as a CEC to come and take loans? To come and use the county, you take loans at the expense of taxpayers' money? That one will never happen. And I want to put it clear. All lazy officers, anybody implicated in corruption and laziness, I'll not renew his contract. I'll give a 4-year contract, the remaining term, but any lazy chief officer or somebody who cannot even defend his own budget, and he has gone for induction, he knows the work of a chief officer, he doesn't know why he's there, that one we have to if you're, the report by the Auditor General was released, if you cannot account for the funds that have been allocated to your docket, governor does not sit everywhere. Governor is not a signatory. Governor does not know what happens down there in your docket. Although the report that was released is full of malice, politics, propaganda, because what has been raised there, it is not what is the actual factual report which we have. I'll come to that because I don't want to preempt before the media. I'll have time to appear before the Senate, and I'll put my facts together. We'll have a management response. But sasa nikipreempt before the media itaonekana sijui naogopa. But there is no way we can withdraw at 300 million in cash and pay contractors. While I've sealed all the loopholes, there is no cash withdrawal in Nairobi City County. That is a very big joke. That's a dream of the day. And maybe unless that report was released today, we could have said it's April's Fool Day. But that's a joke. For instance, beautification. I've got banking slips with me. Yeah, I buy grass, I buy seedlings, I buy manure. We have never used a county coin for beautification of Nairobi, other than paying the casuals who are county casual staff. Hiyo ingine yote ni propaganda. Unless you have any other question maybe to respond to. I had one who resigned after the swearing in. He resigned by himself. Then I nominated one. So this is a governor who is ready to work with a deputy governor. I nominated one. I think I need. But so far so good, we are good. But I need.
So are you saying that this position is it within your hands or out of your power? Because you said there's a lot of...
No, I'm still consulting because there is a lot of confusion.
Yeah.
Leo kuna hii, kesho kuna hii. Unaangalia hii unaona alikuwa mwanasiasa. Atakuja hapo tena mvurugane. Kama kuna mwingine when I was just about to nominate her, she started campaigning for 2022. When I was about to nominate, she started blackmailing me, calling MCS, correction huyu jamaa. Yeah, I was ready even to nominate her, even my letter was ready. But she started a lot of blackmail. So that was a clear indication that tutaleta vita Nairobi. I need somebody who will be focused on service delivery. Nairobians have been suffering for so many years. And despite these reports on which we are ready to respond to, so far so good, we have sealed so many loopholes. I've got so many enemies today, including my friends, because tumeseal. Ile pesa ilikuwa inabebwa kwa cash office in cash na magunia, it does not happen anymore. We have sealed that. Mambo sijui rafiki ya nini kwa kazi mtu akimesa amemesa. Hiyo mimi I'm not a party to that. I will fight corruption, but you should know also cartels always fight back. Yeah, and even hii mambo ya release reports without facts, without getting a rejoinder from the governor. That one also you guys you should address it. Mtu akileta propaganda ya ukora ya nini lazima munipigie kama governor, then I respond. But for that, what has been raised with the Auditor General is doing a good job. But again, we are there to prove ourselves that Nairobi, we don't entertain corruption, we don't entertain laziness. We'll prove it when we appear before the Senate. On the issue of cabinet, I'm not the only one who has reshuffled his cabinet. I've seen from a section of the dailies today, Sonko reshuffled his cabinet. Yes, I've reshuffled, so what? The president also reshuffled his cabinet. We saw Minister Amina. She started by being the Foreign Affairs Minister. Then she was transferred to education. Now she's in sports. Yeah. We had ministers who were there during the previous administration in the national government. They are today ambassadors, all of them. Kina Mailu, kina Kandie Phyllis, there's so many who today are ambassadors. So it's normal. It is my prerogative to I have got the discretion of changing my cabinet, even if I do, maybe I want to maybe test the performance of my ministers. For instance, Minister Dagane, he has performed very well in transport sector. In 1 year, we have done over 80 kilometers of road, equivalent to 90 roads. Compared to my previous predecessor, he did 17 kilometers in 5 years. This is a plus. This minister is a performer. There's a problem in health. There's one minister who was doubling in health and lands, who is here with me, Minister Kerish. But I want a change in health. I've taken the Ghana because he's a performer to the health dockets and see maybe if we'll have a change in that particular sector. So maybe that one must be April's full joke because I'm not aware about that. And if I may say, I've seen it in the section. I don't want to go into that because it's an issue. I've already addressed it with the majority leader who is here with me. I've already written to the speaker, to Stamp Authority. I appreciate the members of the county assembly. They are doing a good job. They've been supporting me in a very, very big way. And one good thing I like about Nairobi MCAs, they are my friends, we are close. But when it comes to discharging their constitutional mandate, They are very good in that. Instead of doing their oversight work, we cannot dine together, play together, joke together, taking me to funerals, then they don't do their work. My compliments to them. They are doing a very good job. In case there is any problem, they raise it. But again, also I have a name to defend. I have a government to defend. I cannot be a person who fights corruption, then at the end of the day I become a sympathizer of corruption. That is very wrong. Let me talk about this confidential vote. Maybe the name confidential, the name confidence is being misquoted or being misused. It's supposed to be operation vote. Because under the government, the governor's office ni kubwa sana. Legal is under me, inspectorate is under me, security is under me. There's a lot of terrorism. There's a lot of threats in Nairobi. We need to get information. When ambassadors come to my office, I need to be buying tea for them, sugar for them. I cannot be going to my pocket throughout. And let me say this. I think that particular, I don't want to attack the assembly. They are doing a good job. I don't want to attack members of the Honorable House. We have got very good working relationship. And I want to repeat myself. It is their constitutional mandate to oversight me. And this is a very good job they are doing. We are close friends. Even the guys who raised those particular queries. For instance, Mheshimiwa Ogeto of Kilimani, he took me to the funeral in Makueni. Mheshimiwa Sylvia, who said the money has already been spent, he took me to Makueni over the weekend. I was at Ogeto yesterday. This is good job they are doing. We can be together, but we can differ when I go wrong as the governor of Nairobi. We cannot dine together and some of the happenings in Nairobi are not correct, and the taxpayers want to get this explanation from the governor. Why ask for 96 million? And let me say this, the first confidential budget that was allocated to my office was 4 million during the first budget. Then in the last supplementary budget, another 46 million was added to the same budget to make it to 50 million. But why should I be allocated a budget which I cannot account it? I want a budget that I'll be accounting it. I'll be accounting it, or I'll be accounting for it. Well, I'll account for it. For instance, all this is hearsay, and I want those few members I've just mentioned. Honorable Sylvia, she's a nominated member. She's a member who's doing a good job. In future, they should put their facts together. They should not prove that they are incompetent. Even the committee chair, this is a committee led by their chair who approved this budget. Yeah, this one for 96 million, this is just a proposal, it's just a projection. This is just an estimate. Yeah, what we should expect. It has not even been tabled in the assembly. We go to Mombasa and discuss about it. But why should I be given a confidential budget? I'm not a president. I'm not the president of the Republic of Kenya. I'm just the governor. What I need is running expenses of the county. And we've been seeing what I've been doing. Since I took over as the governor of Nairobi, we used to lose a lot of billions from lawyers who used to go to court, get garnishi orders, get consent orders, come to the county, attach our bank accounts, swindle money without our knowledge. But what did I do when I took over? I engaged the services of our pre-qualified lawyer. For instance, we have got a very good lawyer called Harrison Kinyanjui. He went to court. There's a lawyer who was being paid $1 billion for just a mention. We fought in court. That billion was reduced to 1 million. We saved the county over 900 million. Just today, there is a company called Monica, which was awarded 800 million by court. Lawyer Letongola went to court. He reversed that order. You expect these lawyers to be doing these cases on pro bono without any payment from the county? At some point, the legal vote is maybe finished. That's what we call confidential budget. Disaster management falls under me. Watu wanazachomeka kama juzi toy market. There is no money. So wanaita confidential budget. Lakini wangesema ni operation budget. I need to have running expenses, but I want to account for it. Hii mambo ingine ijatoka kwa mdomo yangu watu nataka confidential budget. That is very wrong. And to prove that particular committee and members who are attacking me yesterday, and it has been in the papers, I have our current treasury IFMI statement with me, which I'll give a copy and you go and do your own. There is an item here which has been highlighted as confidential expenditure. The first budget was 4 million. Expenditure on this 4 million was 0. I never touched this budget. It is still there. It is still pending. Yeah. Then there's another budget. There are supplementary budgets. The members of the assembly, whom I respect very much, added me another 46 million. 46 plus 50, it's plus 4 is 50 million, which is here. But you go to the expenditure index, it is 0. You go to the today's balance. If I spend this confidential budget that was allocated to me, the previous year, it is still intact in treasury. I have not touched even a coin, because there is no point of a governor who is fighting corruption to look at as if he has become a sympathizer of corruption. I cannot be convinced by this. He person imeshika pesa za money before I became the governor, and this money is still intact. I have not touched it, and I don't see the reason why I should be given another confidential budget if the previous one I have not touched it, even a coin. It should be returned. It should be rebudgeted. It should go back to the great people of Nairobi. I've got a problem of water, roads, mambo mingi, drainage in Nairobi. Let this money go there. What I need is running expenses budget or operational budgets, not confidential budget which cannot account for it. Kama ni operational, nikenda entertainment, nikinunulia. I was in Pumwani for instance the other day. We cannot keep women kwa mama wamezaa kwa jua. You need to be buying water for them. I don't have to go back into my pocket because I'm the governor. Anything I spend it as in capacity as the governor, in my capacity as the governor of Nairobi. I have to account for it. Kama nimenunua maji nitaweka receipt. Kama nimenunua sukari ya ambassador na chai na maziwa nitaweka receipt. Why should I make that budget confidential? That is misleading. It has not ever come from my office, never come from my mouth. Whoever is trying to implicate me in those kind of funny cases, that is nonsense of the highest order.
Probably you lost on the same.
No, we've been having good working relations with the national government, and we are going to support it. So there is nothing wrong with that. We are there to support the president.
The thing is that people seem to be very reluctant in accepting that they should give their details to the government and have one number which identifies.
No, I think that is what, Kenya is still a third world country, a country which is still developing. But looking at the other countries, like worldwide cities like Dubai, New York, Johannesburg, these are the systems which are in place. And because Nairobi is now an international city, looking at the World Bank ranking, recently we were ranked as the the third best commercial destination worldwide, the third best tourist destination, the most dynamic city in Africa. So these are some of the achievements we've received, and we are going to implement as vile Nairobi inatakana kuwa implemented. So in some countries, somebody, for instance, one document or one card imekuwa integrated in the driving license, passport, you can be identified nayo. Ukifanya makosa kwa barabara utafutwa na polisi, wanajua how they can wanaweza kukupata. So I support the president, we support the national government in this initiative, and Nairobi City County as their governor, we are going to support that program.
My very last question about the governor of Nairobi. Are you concerned about this?
I'm concerned about that, and I know you are coming to the handshake politics, if I'm not wrong. On Sundays we've been seeing leaders going to churches preaching bad politics. Let me remind Kenyans of what transpired in 2007. How the country ilikuwa na shida. There was a lot of bloodshed. We've not forgotten what transpired in Kibera, in Mathare. Tuliokota maiti mingi. I talked about this when I was in Kibera Toy Market. I talked about this when I was in Ngara launching the affordable housing project, and I'll repeat it again today. And let me repeat it in Kiswahili because many of our supporters wako huko mashinani. Mambo ya incitement, mambo ya handshake, mambo ya kupigana sisi wenyewe kwa wenyewe. Hatujasahau mali Kenya imetoka. Ni mimi ningependa tu kuapili kwa ndugu zangu, na nimeongea nikiwa Makueni, Deputy President William Ruto na Raila Odinga, hakuna kitu irekebishwi. Tutafutane na hawa viongozi, wazee wa kanisa, sisi kama viongozi, tuwakalisha chini tuangalie hii shida ni gani. Tunajua tu ni uongozi wa 2022. Na pia ukiangalia this kind of politics, utaona if leaders are from Rift Valley or an area that has, for instance, if somebody comes from a certain community, I want to sit maybe in Rift Valley, for instance, Nakuru. Ukiangalia your members wa Nakuru there is a mix up of communities. There is watu from Rift Valley, watu from Nakuru, Mount Kenya, majority are from. So these are people who are playing 2022 politics. They want to please people of that area that they are defending a certain leader. Again, Nairobi, ukienda mali ingine mali kumejaa people from one community that favors honorable prime minister, utapata wakifavor prime minister. So in that sense you find watu from Rift Valley attacking Raila Odinga at times and the president. Watu from Luo, Nyanza and some parts of Kenya attack deputy president. As a leader, as the governor of Nairobi, that is very wrong. Because in case of any bloodshed, Nairobi will be the losers, number one. Will paralyze our economy, will paralyze development, will paralyze our operations. So we need to lead by example, to bring these leaders together. And I'm sure Raila and Ruto, if they come together, and kama ni mambo 2022, let's talk of a handshake lineup that accommodates, that inaweka kila mtu ndani. Mkisii yako hapo, Mluya yako hapo, Mkalenjin yako hapo, Mkikuyu yako hapo. President Uhuru Kenyatta oversee hii process. Kenya will have a very peaceful nation. But the head we are heading now, the direction we are taking now, hii kimimi naona si sawa. And I want to say this. Kuna wazee walitangulia kwa siasa, very experienced in politics, wanaongozana viongozi ya kabila moja kwenda kwa makanisa. Then after the Sunday teachings or the preachings by the pastors, they go outside the church, then starting preaching bad politics which will divide Kenyans. Mtu fulani ni mbaya, mtu fulani ni mwizi. Sawa, if somebody is a thief, we have the DPP, we have the DCI, we have the EACC, let them do their work. We should not mix politics na hii mambo mengine ya development na mambo ya kanisa. It is wrong to talk politics inside the house of God. So mimi nimesema I will not allow that to happen in Nairobi. Now I'm appealing to all the pastors, bishops, church elders, church leaders. They should not allow this to happen in Nairobi anymore. Watu wakimaliza wakuja wasaidia kanisa, wafanye harambee. After that, no politics. Everybody should go home. And I'll put a team, including my serikali, to ensure that we don't have bad politics in Nairobi. We do not incite Nairobians. We do not divide Nairobians. Tuta make sure wala wanaongea siasa mbaya ya kugawanya Wakenya nje ya kanisa, tunawatoa mbio hii Nairobi. Tutakubali siasa. Mila cases. A good example of that case ni hili jumba lilikuwa limejengwa hapo Gigiri, nje ya ofisi za Umoja wa Mataifa, nje ya embassies kadhaa. Ukiangalia wa Physical Planning Act, hiyo area ya Gigiri or some areas in Nairobi inasema you should not go above 3 floors. Ukienda above 3 floors, that is illegal. It is against our bylaws or the even sheria za physical planning. And wakati tulipata notice from the United Nations that they want to relocate to Kigali or Addis Ababa because of the insecurity risk or threats exposed to them by the construction of this hotel. It was called Mana Hotel. I think I went there with my team in person. Tukaenda paka tukapata contractor kwa sasa, tukamwambia na developer, this is illegal. Do not go over 3 floors in this area. This is a restricted area. But jamaa alidefy, akasema ako na approvals from the previous government, amekubaliwa aende 5 floors. But looking at the law, it was illegal. So we stopped the building. Na sio peke yake, tukastop pia grabbing ya Gigiri Fire Station na High Ridge Hospital ile ambayo ilikuwa imenyakuliwa. So coming back to this property, which is a similar case of that Peponi Road property, and that will apply. Once a precedence or an authority has been set in court, it applies to all the other coming up cases or remaining cases. I remember that particular developer is called Mr. Praful. He went to court and got temporary order restraining us from stopping the construction of that particular building. So we respect the rule of law. We complied with the court order because it was a temporary order and it was served to us. We withdrew our officers from the site. After that, he started constructing day and night. Then there was a lot of fabrication of false stories that governor took a bribe. That's why this contractor or developer is constructing day and night. So we put up a spirited fight in court, very strong defense in court, and next exhibited all the acts, all the bylaws, all the laws. And I'm very happy that the judge was very considerate, and he found that this developer had flouted some sections of that Physical Planning Act. His order was set aside, and we won that case in the High Court. It was on a Friday. Immediately we won that case, we went full force on the ground with my minister who is here, my full government. We started demolishing this building Saturday, Sunday. By Monday, when it was just about 10% yote kuja chini, he rushed to the High Court of Appeal. He brought another order. The building had already gone down. So we withdrew from the site because there was this court order. Again, the Gigiri Fire Station, which repossessed from Mr. Chatur, he went to Kikuyu Court, got a temporary injunction. We went back to court, put a very strong defense. we defeated him in the Kikuyu courts. So we went back to the site. Our fire engines were taken back there. Then around 3 weeks ago, he went back to the High Court just in Nairobi, got another temporary injunction restraining us from holding the plots. But in this case, the judge was somehow considerate, because he told us, he directed that since the fire station was about 1.25 acres, the judge said that the status quo should be maintained in a manner that there's some structures which the developer had already constructed on the site. We leave the part which has already been constructed. We concentrate on the fire engine. So we decided to choose the last corner plots. If you go to Gigiri right now, you'll find our fire stations, our fire engines are stationed there. On the last sensitive case of I've seen so many bloggers, Robert Alai has raised this, the High Ridge Clinic, which the developer won this case way back in 2015. By the time I went to repossess these cases, I did not know whether there are any court orders. But on the High Ridge Hospital case, we repossessed the property, the plot, and we stationed our county officers there to make sure there is no grabber who will grabs that plot again. But after doing that, the developer came to the office with his lawyers with a bunch of documents. There was a full judgment. Sometimes back in 2015, the former DPP, Philip Murgo, was representing the county. I was not the governor by then. So he went to court, and in the proceedings of the court, and it is even captured in the judgment, the developer paid some money to the county. Millions of shillings was paid to the county. The money was deposited in court through lawyer Philip Murgo. We are yet to investigate whether this money was remitted or disbursed to the county, because the money was meant for doing another hospital. I went back to court to put a spirited fight, a strong defense case, but the judge told us, look, Governor, the county, here is a case whereby the county came and committed and received money from the complainant, from the developer, to go and do another clinic somewhere else. And through consent, a consent judgment was registered and the property was given to the developer. So you will be wrong if you want the High Court to set aside an order issued by another High Court judge. However, we are giving you the chance to go back to the Court of Appeal and see if you can set aside the order granted in 2014, 2015. We are in the process of appealing. But as we are in the process of doing that, the lawyers of this developer came to the county. He told us, Governor, listen, I know you will beat us in the Court of Appeal. We've been following you. You've been winning all these cases of land repossession. We're having a proposal. Let us do in line with the Big Four agenda, affordable housing. Let us do a joint project. We do a hospital and houses, then we share. They put the investment, they take 70%, the county takes 30%. We are in the process of doing that. We are bringing our legal team in place. The developer will come with her team, because she's a lady, and maybe agree on a possible way forward instead of scaring away investors, demolishing the economy of this great county and great country. The only properties we are against of is the property on the top of a sewer line, riparian line, grabbed public utilities, markets road. This is a grabbed utility. Not during Sonko's time, during Kidero's time. Our hands are tied because the developer won in case a judgment was delivered. We are putting up a spirited fight in court. If we win in the Court of Appeal, we'll go back and reclaim our site. But if the developer comes with good proposals for the betterment of the great people of Nairobi, if we have another clinic there, a public one, and maybe private-public partnership, we have houses for the county and for the poor, we can have a deal with him. Because in law, there is what we call outside court settlement. But in this case, he won the case. I have to go back to the Court of Appeal, I get a stay, then he comes, we do an outside court settlement if we have an order of stopping the construction.
Maybe what message will you be putting up there for anyone who is flouting county bylaw?
I'm saying in Nairobi we do not apply the rule of law selectively. Tukikupata kwa njia sheria mbaya, we deal with you. And you've seen so many buildings have been brought down. For instance, I want to give an example again of the Gigiri building. it was becoming a security threat in that area. All the ambassadors wanted to close their offices. The United Nations, they wanted to close all the offices to relocate to other countries in Africa. So that one, it is unacceptable under my administration. We'll be fighting cartels, and also you media guys, you should know, cartels are always fighting back. If you get any propaganda against Sonko, and it is, you are people who went to school, you should also get a agenda from the governor. I always fight with facts and evidence. Kama hii mambo sasa nimeona ya blackmail imewekwa hapo ya at 20 billion. How can we misappropriate 20 billion while our previous year budget was 30 billion? We spent 14 billion for salaries, almost 3 billion for assembly salaries. We've paid development over 500 million. Yeah, we've been paying